Hey, what's going on, Eagles Nation? What's going on, Knuckles family? Support RL Knuckles here to give you an Eagles video back in my room. Actually, format this setup right now is mainly used for talking about like shows, anime. But now I'm gonna do like my personal camera talking about Eagles videos. I think I might start be doing this in the future. Now you still see some car videos. Now, granted, car videos, I might end up maybe editing them out and try once I edit them here, I'll probably go back home and edit them there, but we'll see. I have to find a app that can lets me edit on my phone, like for like thumbnails and stuff like that. So that's gonna be talked about a little bit discussion a little bit later. So yeah, man, the past day, man, there's been a lot of shit going on. Said it's bad enough that we have Seattle, like Seattle up ahead, but now with the recent news of Jeffrey, there's a couple of different news. Jeffrey Lurie actually walked out of practice in frustration, and he actually didn't go to the game. Now they're saying he want to be precautious and stuff like that with COVID, but this dude doesn't miss games. So I think he was just really disgusted and not want to see his team. And here's my thing. I'm happy that he's frustrated because we're all frustrated. He's seeing excuse me, he's seeing the same things as us fans are seeing. We don't like what we're seeing from our team. But here's the thing though. Like I said, I'm happy that he's upset, but Jeffrey, you gotta take accountability into this too. Because like I think we all can agree now, winning the Super Bowl was the best thing and the worst thing. Because now everybody's like, oh, it was me. I'm the big guy right now. I'm the big guy. So, you know, now how you might say is Jeffrey Lurie's fault. Now, it was allegedly that apparently he was part of the reason why we drafted J.J. Whiteside. Now, and I said this before, yeah, I mean, the drafting has not been good. Now, I don't want to kill J.J. Whiteside, but you can clearly see that DK Metcalf was a better choice. But you would think that by a second year he would develop, but like I said, under Doug Peterson, I don't know who can develop under him. And honestly, I mean, I think this is not the right place for JJ. He'll probably flourish somewhere else, to be honest with you, because knowing how Aguilar's balling, Jordan Hicks is balling, like Sidney Jones, not a Pro Bowl level caliber, but he's still doing well. Same there, Russell Douglas. And also another part of the reason why it's on Jeffrey Lurie is because look at our offensive line. We had to do through like 10 changes, and you need to have the right chemistry for an offensive line. The fact that you're going to keep on changing and changing and changing and changing and changing, that's not only going to be an issue for the offensive line, but that's an issue for the quarterback as well too. It's like I gotta learn a new line, learn a new line, learn a new line each week. And the reason why part of it's on Jeffrey Lurie is because now we needed to bring back Jason Pierce due to the fact that Brooks got injured, but then when Andre Dill got injured, um, Peters wanted more money, and we know that Peters and Lurie have like a great relationship. And at times, Jeffrey's gotta be like, yo, Jeffrey should have been like, yo, I'm not paying you, bro. Like, I love you to death, but tell me when you play all 16 games, cause you don't. You're gonna get injured. So he bent the knee, gave him the money. When it seemed like at first he was like, hey man, let's do this, man. But apparently, he hugged him after he got his money. Whatever. So then, he gets a pet at left tackle, plays terribly, gets hurt. Jeremiah Lotta starts doing very well at left tackle. Jason Pierce comes back from injury. Jeremiah's back on the bench. Now we saw Jason Pierce get destroyed against Cleveland. Then a few days later they switch him to want to move the right guard. Have Jeremiah Lotta play left tackle. I'm like, all right, sweet, bad. This is what we should have been doing in the first place. But now this was reported yesterday. It's reported yesterday that excuse me that Jason Peters has a toe injury. So 2 days before we have a primetime game against Seattle, pretty much every game our season is on the line. Seriously, 2 days. Then you have your toe hurts. I mean, me, clearly, I'm not buying it. I am not buying it. I think because he got switched to the position that he didn't want to play, all of a sudden his toe hurts. I'm sorry, but like I that just finds very very hard to believe. And at this point, I mean, Peters hasn't really been acting selfish as of late. And I said Peters. He's been acting really selfish as of late because, bro, I'm all for guys getting their money, but like I said, you don't play all 16 games. You're always getting hurt. Give you the money, you play like shit. Then all of a sudden, oh, you put the right guard. All of a sudden, my toe hurts. But probably because he doesn't want to play that position. Like, I'm sorry, but it's hard for me to believe that his toe magically hurts because we didn't hear anything about the injury report until, like I said, just yesterday. A guy got hurt. So why two days on a Saturday? Oh, I re-aggravated it or something? Like, bro, and now he might not even play. And see, man, like, I'm sorry, man, but Jason Pierce is a Hall of Famer. But here's the thing: anytime we see a player, like when it's a player's last year, you want to see them go out with like a very not heroic, but like everything ends very well. Wave to the fans, but I love you guys. Like an emotional goodbye or whatever. But now with Peters right now, it's not looking he's not gonna have a good ending here in Philadelphia with how he's acting right now. I'm sorry, like I understand people respect him, but like this year, man, like he's like taking advantage of the organization. And this is what happens with Jeffrey. This is why I say part of it's on Jeffrey Lurie is because, bro, you let this step happen. You let this thing happen by having Peters get his money and paying him more money. And I don't know, man. It's so where do you want to be with this team? If you want to be with this team, be with this team. Fight with us. Don't just sit here and be like, "Oh, my toe is all of a sudden like 2 days before the game." I'm sorry, man. Like, watch. And here's what I can predict. So this Peters is back to being healthy again. He's gonna try to get his left tackle spot. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be it. But the reason why this is more on Jeffrey Lurie is because, like I said, I'm shaking. You let Howie do in the drafting. His drafting evaluation stinks. You didn't have now. No, Peterson though. Yeah, actually, you should have told Peterson, "Yo, Peterson, you need to get an offensive coordinator right now because you right now calling the plays, nah, it ain't work. It's not gonna work." And a little bit fast forward, Doug Peterson as a play caller is not working. But I would say it's really the blame that you put on Peters, not Peters, Lurie, Howie, and Doug. Now, the question is who goes first. Now I'll say this: if we lose to Seattle, and not only do we lose to Seattle, but like I think if we get destroyed by Seattle, you can damn sure believe that a change is going to happen. What the change is, I don't know. I mean, it's just my opinion. For me, I know this might not be a favorite decision, but for me, I'll get rid of Doug Peterson for the simple fact. Now, actually, speaking of Doug Peterson, it was reported that if Peterson does go, he won't be like that on it. He won't be mad. He'll be like, okay, fine. But now, granted, I think that might have been taken out of context. You never know. Now, if he does feel that way, then it's like, okay, that's kind of weird because Pierce doesn't have so and in the decision because remember when he said Micro's going to be offensive coordinator here, next day Micro's fired. So clearly Pierce doesn't have the power he thought he has. Now, granted, I was happy to see Micro gone because he was not a good OC. But you look at it, it's like, I guess you don't really call the shot. So it was either Lurie or Howie. Then you also hear that, Howie decides who plays on what game day and stuff like that. Like, and also the thing about it too was the whole Brett Favre thing. I mean, Pearson didn't really do his best having Wentz's back when he just could have said, hey, I respect Favre, but Wentz is our guy. He's our guy. He's a quarterback. We drafted him for a reason. You know what I mean? So he didn't really have much of Wentz's back. Now, granted, like I said, you don't see the chemistry with Wentz and Peterson. So that's why for me, I'm saying get rid of Peterson first is because, like I said, yeah, Howie's not the best at drafting, but when you look at it, how are these these guys should be developing. They're not getting better under Peterson. We have guys don't get better under Peterson. I mean, Brandon Graham's getting better, but like guys on the offensive side, I mean, you can say Ertz got better because Grant Wentz was only throwing to Ertz. You know what I mean? But Ertz was showing something a little bit. But like I said, Miles Sanders has not been playing his best games because you have Peterson at the helm calling the plays. And you don't really roll out Wentz out the pocket. You don't use Wentz's best ability. You don't like to run the ball. I mean, that Cleveland game, bro. Like, that Cleveland game. Like, why would you it's raining, and you want to have Wentz on the ball, like, 30-something times? Even when he's getting turnovers, you don't want to, run the ball. They don't get him out of harm's way. That's it's a bunch of reasons why I don't like Peterson because don't want Peterson anymore. Because, like I said, for me, I look at Frank Wright. That offense, that's the same. And in Indy, that offense is the same that they're performing. Whereas here is, ever since Frank Wright left, our offense has been going lower. That's getting like worse and worse and worse. Like this is the worst it's been under the Doug Pearson era right now. This has been the worst. And like I said, so the play Peterson, we see he's not good calling plays. He goes for it on 2 points every single time. Don't understand that. Grant, he didn't do that much in Cleveland, but he likes to go in for two, which I don't understand why. Doesn't like once he doesn't roll out once out the pocket. Doesn't like to run the ball. Players are not getting better under him. Like I said, man, for me with Aguilar balling out in Oakland, I said that man, if he's a number three receiver, he'll do well. But now, I mean, honestly, I just think it's not just he just being a senior and new coach, man. I mean, he's balling out there in Las Vegas right now. And I mean, great. I never called him Nelson Singular. I don't like calling guys. I don't like see. I always feel as though it's disrespect to mess up a guy's last name. Like I'm not gonna go with I'm not gonna go that route. Like no, that's not cool. But yeah, like I said, you see him balling. Jordan Hicks not. Also, another reason speaking of Jordan Hicks getting hurt is because Peterson. I know I talked about this before in my videos, but I just want to like do another recap. But with Peterson, guys get hurt under him, because he's giving guys days off, getting soft tissues and stuff like that. So it's not only that, I don't think Peterson's like that tough guy that Philly needs. Oh yeah, he's aggressive, all right, but I just think something that goes to Frank Wright. Now, Grant, I'm not saying he doesn't get any credit for winning that Super Bowl, but it's like you really look at it like who deserves most of the credit. I give it to Frank Wright. But back to Peterson, I just feel so Peterson should leave first. Because now, if you get Peterson to leave first, you have a new coaching staff, new system, and if Winston doesn't do well, then yeah, you get rid of him. Now, like I said, my number one would be getting rid of Doug Peterson. Number two, I wouldn't say you would get rid of Harry, but he can't be your talent evaluator. Like he has not been great when it comes to drafting talent. We've seen that. We've seen that. And the biggest thing was Jalen Hurts. Now, granted, I really am curious to know whose idea was getting Jalen Hurts. Whose idea was that? Because that was clearly the wrong move. You clearly could have gotten there were clearly other things in need instead of a quarterback. Now it's been reported that Jalen Hurts is like taking reps with taking first team reps. They were hearing from Doug Peterson. That's not true. Like honestly, man, I don't know what's through his organization. It's one thing after the other. It's like bro, like sport is it Brody like Brody said. It's a soap opera. One thing happens, another thing keeps on happening. It's like it keeps on going on and on and on and on and on. But yeah, but it comes out to the off-season moves. I mean, granted, Howie didn't do a good job this past season. I mean, his best move was getting Darius Slay. Like he can get some trades. Like he can work in the offseason. Now, granted, Javon Hargraves. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on with that guy. Like that guy had potential. But now he's like ain't doing squat right now. So I don't know. Actually, speaking of defense, you can also make the argument of getting rid of Jim Schwartz, because yeah, the front four does their job, but like the secondary is garbage right now. I mean, now to be fair, we didn't get any linebackers, and that's on Howie, because you get Taylor, which is he's not even ready to play in like 2 years. So you didn't really leave much of a Schwartz to have, honestly. Like maybe we had a better linebacking core. I mean, yeah, Alex Singleton's been doing pretty well, but like not to the level what Bradden was playing. Now I'm not saying Bradden was a Pro Bowler. I think was he a Pro Bowler? I think he was when he was with Buffalo. But if we had someone like that, this defense would be better, because the linebackers been our weakest core. Then in our other than our secondary, whoever's on the opposite side of Darius Slay, I mean they get their butts kicked, because like I said, we have three slot corners, and Devontae Max is playing outside corner, so that's an issue. But no, the defense guys have not been getting. I mean, like I said, Brandon Grant's been getting better. Fletcher Cox, so he still is dominant himself. Derek Barnett, I mean, if you give it to it's hard for me to say give it to Jim Schwartz, because time he keeps us in the game. Time it's like, yo, what are you doing? It's like it's up and down with Jim Schwartz. That's my issue with him. Like one day he does well, the other day he does not do well. But at the end of the day, it gotta be consistency. But granted, at the same time though, he doesn't have a linebacker, so it's like, it's kind of hard for me to say get rid of Jim Schwartz. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on that. I'm 50-50. But like I said, Howie can be a talent evaluator, but Jeffrey Lurie, man, I don't know. If we lose badly, if we lose regardless, though, I think there's gonna be a change. But if we lose badly, I can definitely assure you. So I'll say this: if we lose badly against Seattle, I'm 100% sure there's gonna be a change. If we lose to Seattle in a close, fought-out game, I'm saying like maybe it's a 60% chance we do a change. If we actually win that game, like we win ugly, I would say still a 60% change. If we win like dominantly, there's gonna be no change. Clearly, like I mean, you never know. But if we win by a large lead, there might not there probably won't be a change. But I don't know, guys. It's a lot to think about right now. Like I said, when you lose, man, you start seeing a lot of things going on with this team, and with the talent we have right here, we should not be playing like this. And this is why I feel as though when you have talent like this, it comes down to coaching. It comes down to coaching. You can't look at this roster and not be like, okay, it could possibly be a contender. It could have been a contender. But like I said, we kept getting hurt. Like I said, it's all falls on Doug Peterson. If you have all this talent and you can't, get a winning record, especially when the fact that everybody in the NFC East has new coaches, new systems, and everything, bro, that's on you, man. Like, bro, that's on you. Like I said, for me, it's Peterson first, Howie second, and Jeffrey Lurie third. But we'll have to see what happens, man. We'll have to see what happens with this on Monday night. I mean, I think we're gonna lose. You know what I mean? It's just like I said, this team has not shown me that they're willing. I mean, and I can be optimistic too, but this team has not shown me that they can, win games. They're not showing, So we'll have to see. You have a good one. Be safe, and also I know I'm late on the Ruby videos right now because man, this past week was just was crazy. But I actually just also recorded my first ever gaming event. Not gaming event, but like I hosted a Mario Kart race last night. It was a lot of fun. Now, granted, we'll have to do it again because I should have when hearing other people's voices, I couldn't really when the game wasn't playing, I can hear them like pretty decently. But when the game was playing, like we were racing, it was hard to hear them. So for me, I should have lowered the game volume because for me when I'm recording by myself, I always had the game volume up. So that's not a problem for me. But now talking with other people through their phone or through their headset, I should have lowered the game volume. So yeah, so I'll have to look through that in the future. Which we definitely will be doing another Mario Kart race again because that was a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad everyone showed up. I'll be posting that video soon. So anyways, as always, guys, y'all be safe. Subscribe to Knuckles Family. Subscribe if you want to be part of Knuckles Family. Give you a thumbs up if you like this video. Be sure to follow my social media accounts: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and follow me on Anchor Podcast. And always remember, as J. Cole said, there is no such thing as a life better than yours. Peace.